Hey guys, and welcome back to Creative MLM Secrets. In today's episode, we'll talk about the importance of building your own brand. I spent 10 years in the direct selling or party plan industry, so I have a ton of experience in networking and selling. And now I'm building my $1 million business online. The real question is, how will I do it without borrowing money, getting into debt, and burning my relationships? And doing this all completely from scratch. This show is where I'll give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet tactics and sales funnels. My name is Mel Fry, and welcome to Creative MLM Secrets TV. So today's episode's all about why you need to build your own personal brand. The first thing that you need to realize when you're in an MLM business is that you don't own the products, you don't own the business, you don't own the services. The company that you represent does. Now, if that company went out of business or they changed the products, then you're pretty much screwed. What you need to do instead is build a brand around yourself. That way, it doesn't matter what products you represent, you've got an audience of loyal followers and they know, like, and trust you. So they will go on any recommendation that you give them or any products that you recommend to them, they'll buy from you. It's really important that you establish yourself as an authority of somebody that builds a loyal following and that people can know, like, and trust. And the way you do that is by branding yourself. You don't brand yourself, not that you don't brand yourself. You brand yourself. You're not talking about the company and the name of the products that you represent. Now, the best way to do this is to work out firstly whether you want to represent the company or whether you want to represent the products. And it's really important that you work out what you're most comfortable talking about. Because think about this, if you were to get up in the morning and know that you have to produce content, what's going to float your boat? What's going to excite you? Because your audience will get to know you, and if they can see that you're not liking what you're doing, you're not passionate about it, then it's all going to fall over. There's a saying called fake it till you make it. And in this industry, I don't think you can. Because if you're faking being the type of personality that you're putting out there, or you're faking that you love something and you really don't, then it's going to end up showing through. So you really have to find what it is that you're passionate about. And you need to work out why you're doing this. So if you're a health and fitness guru and you're into fitness and into nutrition and you're really confident and passionate about sharing recipes and lifestyle and that sort of thing, then to me that would make sense that you would then lead with the product. So you could be representing a weight loss product or a health drink or something like that. Definitely in that circumstance, I would lead with the product. If you're somebody that is more like me and would want to lead with the business, then you'd be talking about time freedom and not working 9 to 5 and, destination businesses where you can work from your laptop and be sitting on a beach, that type of thing. That would be what you would be promoting to your audience if you were leading with the business. So first you need to establish your why. In an MLM, you need to work out whether your why is for the product or it's for the business. This type of thing, branding, it's quite common and it's very popular these days. And I think it's because everybody has a phone. The phone, people's phone now, is what TV used to be. And TV is what radio used to be. I think we've moved on in time and history sort of dropped back a bit. So your television now is your phone. Everybody's on it. Everybody's on social media. And so you need to leverage that and position yourself as an authority on that platform. Once you know your why, then you need to know your audience. This is really important. Knowing your audience then is going to flow onto what content you're going to produce. So I've got a resource that you'll be able to download below. And if you're on YouTube, you may need to just head over to my blog and there'll be a link here that you'll be able to go back to the blog and download the resource. But it's all going to be helping you how to establish your own brand. And even if you're brand new, you can still do this because you can leverage other people. If you know just a little bit more than your audience and you know where to direct them to get the right information, or you know how to Google something, then you're going to be able to provide value for your audience and not be the expert. So you're going to need to choose a home for your brand. And I've got a link down below. The first place you should direct people is some sort of landing page, a website, something like that. It's probably beneficial for you to use your name. If you've got an obscure name or something that is hard to spell, then perhaps choose something else. But that's where you want to start with your brand. I've got a link down below for where you can purchase a domain name. So for example, I'm Melanie Fry. I could have a domain name as, Melanie Fry. However, I have branded myself a little bit differently, and I started branding myself about 3 years ago as the Creative Girl. So that's my umbrella brand, and then I've got other little brands underneath. But for someone just starting out, I'd highly recommend that you just get your name as a domain name. If you want to know where to buy one, click the link below. That'll direct you over to Creative Girl Domains, and then you can buy yourself a domain name. And then you can look at having a landing page or a blog or a website. Please contact me if you want some handy hints for this, because I'm all about how to do things when you're brand new, and I've had to learn this myself along the way, and so I'm sure I'll be able to help you as well. Then you need to shape your brand. Now, you are your brand, so you really need to look at your personality. Obviously, you're not going to be able to show everything, so pick the ultimate you, the you that, the best version of yourself, and that's what you put out there. And you want some energy if that's what your brand is about, or, if you're calm, then your brand's going to be different to mine. Now, I'm quite an intense, abrupt person, so that's what you see in my all my branding. I'm quite dynamic, that sort of thing. So you'll really want to play on the parts of your personality that truly represent your brand, because you're the face of your brand. So you want to look at what you represent, what you want everyone to see, how you want to be perceived, but it needs to be honest. Like I said before, you can't fake it till you make it, because it's too hard to keep up. Whereas if you're just being yourself, it's quite easy, and you just basically pick the best parts of yourself. So shaping your brand, I've just got some notes here, sorry, is where you get to tell your story. It's where you get to put your own flair and your own style into your brand and use your voice. So the things that are going to draw people into you is your stories and your opinions on things and your flair on things and your personality. So that all is how you start, building your brand, is all about you. Because at the end of the day, products come and go. Businesses come and go, but you don't. So if you build a strong brand and you build a strong following and people like you, it doesn't really matter what product you're representing. And that's why it's really important to establish a strong brand and build that strong brand around yourself, because you're going to be around for a while. I also mentioned about knowing your audience. This is a really, really important thing, and it's really common when you talk to people in an MLM and you say, who's your target audience? And they go, everyone. Well, I'm sorry, my audience isn't everyone. I'm not going to relate to people that are 15. I'm not going to relate to 90-year-olds. I've got to look at the audience that's going to be attracted to me. Who is my ideal target customer? And once you know that about your particular audience, then you'll be able to start creating content specifically for them. And that's really important. So look at who you think your target audience is. And it could be men, it could be women, it could be a particular age group, but you really need to fine tune and hone in on that particular audience. Then you start creating content that's going to appeal to that audience. And that's really important, because it's silly if you're creating content and nobody's watching it. The content you need to produce should have your personal flair, your personality, and it should be directed at those particular people that are going to see your stuff and start to know, like, and trust you. That's all about building your brand. Now, the next part of this is about content, and content you need to use as communication. Now, your content needs to come across and be valuable. So often you'll see people that are in MLM and all their content is pretty much spam. You'll have seen it before, and you can pretty much pick when people just start in an MLM and when they're new, because you'll see them post pictures of their brand or pictures of a product, or, hey, come buy my thing. I need 5 more people this week so I can get to the next level. Sorry, that stuff drives me crazy. What you want to do is you want to give your audience content that they're going to relate to, that's going to give them value. People are going to come back and watch you when they can get something out of it. They're not going to watch you if they don't, they're not getting anything. So you really always need to look at your content as what's in it for them. What can they get out of it? I'm going to today give you a free resource, which will be down in the comments below. And I really want you to use this for your business so that you can start building your brand. And that's an example of why someone would want to follow me, is because I'm giving them valuable content. The next thing about building your brand is you really need to pick your platform. There's so many different platforms these days. You've got Facebook, you've got Pinterest, you've got Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. There's a lot of different platforms that you can use. When you're new, I highly recommend that you pick one and you become an expert on one. And that way you're going to start to build an audience there. Once you've got one under your belt and you're really good and confident and you've built a following there, then start moving across to some other ones. But I highly recommend, if you've got a visual type product, maybe go with Instagram or Pinterest so that you can promote your business. If it's a information type product, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter's probably not as visual. Twitter's more, obviously comments and that type thing. With Facebook, video is the way to go. So if you want to get your message across and get your personality across using video, highly recommend that. Same with YouTube. It's a perfect platform to get good at if that's how you want to put your content out. The next thing is about creating content and being consistent. Your audience needs to know your routine. If you want to build a loyal following, you need to work out when you want to schedule your posts in and be consistent with it. For me, I first started just doing regular posts, and then it was about doing videos regularly. So I'll be putting out on my YouTube channel every Monday a new video with a resource, and then I'll be doing a live into my group every week as well. And then I'll probably put some inspirational posts and that type thing into my Facebook page. But for YouTube and my video content, I'll be putting out a new video with a resource every Monday, and I'll also be doing a live during the week as well. That is going to be my schedule, and then my audience will get to know when something new comes out. I highly recommend or encourage you to hit the subscribe button, because I definitely want to be giving you guys a whole heap of value. And if you hit subscribe, then you're notified when I do put out a new video, and that way you'll be able to see that come up in your feed. Same goes with the Facebook page. I'll be posting my content there as well. It'll be posted here on YouTube, but I'll put it onto my Facebook page just so that my followers there will be able to be notified as well. And for you, if you're just starting out, I'd highly encourage you to do the same thing. But make sure that you're posting with intent. Make sure that you're finding out what your audience wants and posting something that they're going to get value out of. Now, to give value, you don't necessarily have to be giving something away or giving them something tangible. You can entertain them, you can educate them, or you can inspire them. So education is a really good one in health and wellness. If you can be talking about nutrition, and you can be talking about recipes and weight loss ideas and water and sleep and all of those type of things, that's really good value. The other thing that might work for your audience is inspiration. in that weight loss industry as well. Inspiration, motivation, that type of thing. If you can be putting out content that builds a following because that's what your audience wants, then that's going to be valuable. Education is also the other one. Sorry, I talked about education. Entertainment. So you might come across as someone that's very entertaining. And if your audience is entertained by you, that's also going to build that know, like, and trust for your particular audience. There's so much more I could talk about with personal branding, so I'll leave it for there with this particular episode. If you've got any comments or feedback or questions, please put a comment below, because I'm happy to create another episode based on anything that you're wanting. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to change the industry, and all about doing this online rather than traipsing around the streets and doing one-on-ones. I'm trying to get to as many people as I can, help as many people as I can, so that this industry could be brought up to current day things. I'm Mel Fry. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next episode.